Hi, I'm David.
And I'm Pablo, and we play in Chelsea Grin.
You're watching Grasshour Production.
Hi guys. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time for the interview, and great show tonight.
Thank you. It was fun. First.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
How are you? How was it?
I'm tired. It's the first show of tour, so it's a little rough. Everyone's tired, jet lagged from flying over from the United States, so we're ready for sleep, I think. Yeah. But it was good. It was fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Same, yeah. It's been a long day. Had a very long travel day, and we got here, probably 3 or 4 hours later than we're supposed to, and pretty much got the whole show up and running in like an hour and a half, which is pretty crazy.
Insane, yeah.
And so we've been grinding pretty hard today, but glad the show went okay and that it's over and we're ready for bed.
As you mentioned, today is the first day of your tour with Well of Maya, and does such a tour start always mean a lot of stress and effort for you?
Yeah, the beginning of a tour is always super stressful. There's a lot of things that come into play. You got to make sure all of your equipment's working right because you rent it from another place, so it's not yours. You have to hook everything up. If something's wrong, you have to troubleshoot it, figure it out, and just like today, something's always going wrong on the first day, so it's a very stressful day, but it kind of makes the rest of tour easier because the first day is always so hard, the rest of it goes easy. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise, I guess.
So as we are at the topic tour, which tour was your best until now and why?
I think since I've been in the band, I think my favorite tour that we've done is probably Warped Tour or Soundwave. The festival tours are a lot of fun because there's always a ton of people and a lot of bands play them, so you get to see a lot of friends and it's just exciting, I guess. And I like playing outside too, and being outside is a lot of fun.
All right. And what's your favorite tour since now?
I think Soundwave. Soundwave was my favorite. It's like the only tour where every single band, no matter how big they are or how small they are, they're surrounded by each other. You could be walking around and like when we were on it, there was like crazy bands on it. Slayer was there, Metallica was there, and you'd just be going getting your food at catering, and Metallica would be there, and everybody's too scared to talk to them. But it's cool because that tour doesn't care how big you are or how small you are. They put everybody in the same area and make everyone hang out, and that's rare for a tour. People usually hide in their bus or hide in their dressing room, but on that tour everybody's just partying, hanging out, having a good time.
You get put in hotels too with a bunch of bands on the tour as well, so you see them at the show and then you see them at the hotel and
on the planes,
everywhere. You fly together, you stay at the same hotel, you eat together, all that stuff. David wasn't scared of Metallica though. He was kicking it with James Hetfield. They're like boys.
We're tight.
They ate lunch together and stuff.
I shit on the bus though. They didn't like that. I didn't shit on their bus. I didn't do that. And I'm not tight with James. I just wish I was. James, if you're out there, boy, what's up? What's up, your boy? You.
And since you established Chelsea Grin, a lot of members came and went, and there is just one founding member left.
Yeah, Alex.
Alex, and why did you change your cast that often?
Not that we want to, things, when you spend that much time on the road and away from your home and away from your family, things change, people want to do other things. Dan, our old guitarist, is going to college. He's trying to go to medical school to be a doctor. Michael Stafford, our original lead guitar player, is at home. He just didn't want to tour anymore, didn't like being on the road. Our old drummer, he's our old drummer. I don't know. Just personalities. Sometimes when you spend that much time with people, you realize you don't do too well together, or sometimes you do and they just have other things they want to do. But life changes, you know, and people's goals change, and maybe they wanted to play music at one point in time, but they found something else they love more. And
then, like, the band started so young that, like, you know, you grow older and then you realize, oh man, this isn't as cool as I thought. That's what I would think too, because when Alex started touring, he had just turned 16 or 17, so the band started super young, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with original members leaving as well.
Where do you have your musical influences, and who are your heroes somehow?
I mean, it depends on what genre you're talking about. If you're talking about metal and stuff, I would say the whole band's huge, like Black Dahlia fans. But we really don't listen to too much metal anymore. We're surrounded by it so much that it's nice to listen to something else. So, like me, I'm a huge Deftones fan. I like Tool a lot. But as far as inspiration goes, we listen to a lot of really odd music for a metal band. We listen to a lot of like pop and rock, anything that's top 40 Billboard, you know, like Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, yeah. It's true though, we do, yeah. They're just good songwriters, and that's something you learn to appreciate as you grow up playing music. The ability to write a song that appeals to that many people, that's a really big accomplishment, you know, and that's something that we look up to. The ability to write a song that captures an entire country, you know what I mean? That's the goal, I think, but we're not there yet.
Your album Ashes to Ashes was released last year in July. Mm-hmm. And how long did you work on it, and what do you want to express with the title Ashes to Ashes?
I think, when did we start working on it? I think as soon as I started touring with the guys, which was the summer of 2012, right after Warped Tour 2012, we had started writing for it and started getting ideas together. So about a year. Yeah, like about a solid year of writing, and then a few months of like polishing and revising and perfecting, and then we started tracking it December of 2013. And then we finished tracking it February of 2014. So we took our time with it, and I think the outcome was great. I think it was awesome, and we learned a lot about each other writing it too, because that was my first record writing with them, and it was Jason's first full record writing with the guys. And I think we just set ourselves up to have a better follow-up record for it, and I'm excited to get to that point.
So you said you wrote about 1 year, and that it took 3 years from My Damnation to Ashes. And why did you take yourself so much time for a new album?
Well, like we talked about earlier, there were a lot of member changes, and we put out a 5-song EP halfway through that because we knew we needed to put out music. It wasn't that we wanted to take 3 years to put out music. It was just having the time, being consistently on the road. We never had enough time to sit at home and actually write music. We were just so busy touring the last couple of years and had member changes. We had lost a drummer, we had lost a guitar player. So finding the right time to sit down and experiment with these new members who are going to be a big part of our writing process. We didn't want to just jump into it and write the first thing that came out. We wanted to see how each person worked together and what they were best at in the writing process. And both of the albums before that, Desolation of Eden and My Damnation, were both very rushed. We wrote the entire album in like a month and recorded it in a month, and we didn't want to do that again. We wanted to actually have the time to listen to our songs after they had been written and go back and change things we wanted to change, and take songs out that weren't good enough and rewrite them. And we were just tired of being rushed, you know, and we didn't want to put out an album prematurely that wasn't good enough. So we just decided to take the time and do it right, and it took 3 years. So, but I don't think we'll ever take that long again to put out an album. We're already writing for a new album right now, and we've got quite a few skeletons for songs, I guess you'd say. So I guess everybody can look forward to new music probably next year, early next year sometime. So keep an eye out.
Yeah, sounds great. Your name, Chelsea Grin. Wikipedia says it stems from Glasgow Smile, this method of torture that was established in the Scottish Glasgow. And how would you describe your band name?
I mean, I think they just did it because it's pretty brutal, and that's a mean thing to do to someone. And the band's heavy, and I think it has a good ring to it. I was a fan of the band before I joined the band, and I was attracted to it by the name. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the band in its early days was purely about being the heaviest thing we could be. You know what I mean? How heavy could you make a record? And the name, like he said, just fit along with the music, and we were, I think, a lot more angry at women when we were 17. Everybody was going through heartbreaks for the first time and stuff, and so the idea behind the Black Dahlia murder, the actual Black Dahlia murder, she was Chelsea Grin, but the band has changed a lot since then. But there's, we're gonna stick with the name no matter what. So, but it was totally all about just being as brutal and as mean and heavy as we could be back then. Now we like the softer side of life, down comforters and pillows and cologne, puppies. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't really believe that.
But it totally just came from just wanting the meanest name that wasn't so scary kids would be afraid of it, And Chelsea Grin, it doesn't sound scary until you actually know what it is, And we like that kind of hidden meaning from a lot of people.
Your song texts also relate to brutality, prostitution, religion, hostility towards women, and so on. Why do you write about such dark issues? What do you want to express with it?
I think just like anyone, from each record to each record, you can definitely hear that we're talking about very different things. Like in the original EP, it was a lot of it was just derogatory towards women, you know what I mean? And that probably stems from AK being a 17-year-old boy who was having trouble with his girlfriend, you know what I mean? And Desolation of Eden was more about standing up for yourself, not letting anybody or any system tell you can or can't do something, no matter who's telling you it. It's just to get into your own brain and decide for yourself. And Ashes to Ashes was just about real life situations, whether it was drug abuse or falling in love or falling out of love or losing friends, losing band members. Yeah. We wanted that album to be more real. As we grew up, our issues grew up, you know what I mean? A lot of the old stuff, we still play it because our fans like it, but we don't feel that way, you know what I mean? We don't hate girls, we don't want to kill them and rip them apart, like stuff. It's more so just stems from the problems that we were having at that time, you know what I mean? And keeping it relevant to how we feel, I think keeps our music real to us because it was a way for us to get those frustrations out at that time, you know what I mean? So there probably won't be too many more songs about raping and killing girls, I don't think. Yeah, I hope so. I hope there's many more.
So until now you have released 5 music videos.
Yeah.
Can your fans look forward to another one soon?
Yeah, we haven't put out any music video for Ashes to Ashes yet. Oh, wait. Yeah, we did. Oh, yeah, Clockwork, and we did too. I'm an idiot. But yeah, we're always talking about music videos. We're always talking about the next way. Music videos are a way for us to look back and put a story, an actual visual story to those songs. So we want to do as many as we can. It's just saving up the money because music videos are very expensive. So, but yeah, we already have songs from Ashes to Ashes that we still want to make into music videos. And then as soon as a new album's out, there will be 2 or 3 music videos from that. So always be on the lookout for music videos, live videos, studio updates. Video is the future. Yeah, everything's YouTube, everything's Instagram, everything's. So yeah, you can definitely look forward to many more videos.
What would you say? What makes you so popular to your fans, and in which country do you think is your biggest fan base?
I think David's good looks is what makes us popular and relevant. I mean, look at him.
I moisturize. You wouldn't guess I'm 45.
Can you believe that?
It's all in the cream.
Be serious.
I don't know, are we?
Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize.
I need tomatoes.
Lots of tomatoes.
Lots of tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
I don't eat tomatoes, that's why I look so shocked.
He's only 13.
Really?
I think we just try to be real dudes. We don't act different than we do when we're in our bus. We're idiots. We make jokes. We make fun of everybody, including ourselves, our fans. But we bring that in the best of way. You know what I mean? Like it's us. We don't try to act like something we're not. You know what I mean? And I think our fans can recognize that when they talk to us at the merch booth, or they catch us after a show or before a show. And just taking the time to connect with your fans, to actually talk to them, not just say, yeah, nice to meet you, and run away, you know what I mean? Like sit there and have a conversation with them, because they're the only reason we are playing music, you know what I mean? They're the only reason why we're in Europe right now, or going to Russia, or going to South America, or in the States. If you don't connect with your fans, you're not going to go anywhere, you know what I mean? Nobody's going to care about you because they don't know who you are. So giving them a chance to learn the type of person you are makes it way more easy for them to relate to you, because they realize that guy's not that much different than me, you know? If that makes sense, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. So yeah, I'm happy I got to know what kind of guys you are, and
Idiots.
maybe a little bit. No, thank you very much for the interview, and I hope you have fun on the tour through Europe.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.